What is up, Arizona? Happiness is a choice as always. Thank you so much for choosing us. Welcome to the 12 Plus app for your TV, and welcome in to spring training. D-backs on deck, on the road here at Salt River Fields. Man, Lena, look at this picture. Don't you just love being out here for spring training?
Absolutely. There's nothing like it. A lot of folks traveling from out of state, even from maybe outside of the country, for this game in particular as the D-backs take on the defending World Series champion Dodgers and their NL West rivals, right? You know you're going to see a lot of Dodger blue behind us. But, of course, here on your home for the Arizona Diamondbacks, expect a lot of fun interviews today as we carry you through first pitch.
But we're actually going to get a chance to listen to manager Torey Lavello right now, hopefully give us an update on Merrill Kelly. Here's the manager.
Okay, so I know you guys got a chance to talk to Merrill. The official diagnosis is an intercostal nerve irritation. I don't know what that means. I'm not a doctor. Other than we are hoping for the quickest turnaround possible. And the reason why it took us so long is we wanted to do as much testing as we possibly could. I think it might have explained to you that it was a long process. The thoroughness was appreciated by all. At the end of the day, we feel like this could be a short turnaround, and that's what we're going to remain hopeful for. He was out there actually throwing today, so once we got the news that he could resume some certain baseball activities, we were going to take advantage of that. Not the greatest news. The greatest news is that he'd be taking the mound tomorrow or the next day, and he would be on his way to starting opening day. The one thing that it will do is remove him from opening day. So that's an unfortunate thing. I've had a little bit of a conversation with Merrill on that. All he wants to do is get healthy. Of course, a little bit bummed about that honor, but most important thing is his health. And we feel like this is this situation where it's going to be trending in a very positive direction, and we're going to get him back out there as soon as possible. No timelines. I don't know what it means, but we're going to take it day by day, and we're going to get that information from him as we get it. We're going to keep pushing forward.
Do you know who is going to be starting opening at this point?
I do not, no. I gift wrapped, I think, Nick a present that day. I came out of nowhere because I've never done that on day 2 or 3, whatever it was. But I do not. We've got 5 other candidates, and we're going to take a look at it. I don't know what it means right now. It's wide open.
Certainly, there's a guy that has done it, so that's an option.
You talking about Gallen? We got to see what his buildup is. What I don't want to have happen is we put somebody out there for 5 and 65 and put ourselves in a situation where if there's a small hiccup, we're playing catch up on day 1. That's kind of what my initial thoughts are. Does that mean it's written in stone? No, but everybody will be considered.
When you're evaluating that, is it more important track record or more like a senior or veteran status?
Fair ask. I don't want to be the 1995 Cowboy veteran gets the way, because I don't believe in that. I believe in everybody gets an equal opportunity, get the look, but I balanced it out last year, and I can't use my own evidence against me when I said Zach Gallen, with my history and my time with him, gave him the nod over Corbin Burns. So I'll add it all up. I'll put everything into my own personal hopper and then make that decision. I don't know what that means right now, but a good question with no real answer.
You said no timelines, but are you concerned that it might be an IL sit for Merrill to start the season?
It's a possibility for sure. If he has a couple setback days and things aren't going good, and he's giving us the right information and not forcing his way into things, it could be. And I don't know what the situation is right now, but he threw a baseball today. He hasn't thrown a baseball in 4 days. But once we got that diagnosis in the bag, we knew that he was fine, good enough to go throw, and that's what we did today.
He had told us just how honored he was to be getting the start on opening day for the first time in his career, just given, going overseas, coming back, everything like that. Do you sense a level of frustration and disappointment just given this injury?
As well as I know him, I think he's a little bit bummed, but he is such a pro and a great teammate. He said, I don't care who gets that start. It will be an honor for that person. I just want to be healthy and help this team win baseball games all season long. So I do believe both sides of that answer. Of course, you get the honor of starting on opening day, and it was a very well-deserved honor. And I know that pulling that back from him might have left him feeling a little bit empty, but he'll be fine. He'll get over it.
How soon would you like to decide on that?
Opening day? I don't know. I mean, we have a couple guys going to the WBC. A few guys are going to be here performing. I just want to see it all the way through and figure it out. So once again, the build-up portion of it is going to be important, and everybody's on the table right now, but I don't know that answer.
Zach's going today for the first inning.
Yeah.
How has that ramp up been for him getting back into the team and so on like that?
Yeah, I think it's been going very well for him. He's a very process-oriented player. He came in here in real good shape. I could tell that he was getting workouts done. The fact that I think it's been 2 weeks since he signed, the fact that he's turned it around and he's starting a game today tells me that story and a lot of what I need to know. So I'm anxious to see what he looks like. We know him very, very well. He's going to be on the attack for 1 inning, and then we'll continue to build him up from there. Okay.
Thanks, George.
Woo, man. Do the injuries just keep hitting this team? To kind of recap what you were just listening to, man, the skipper announcing that Merrill Kelly, the local kid, Desert Mountain product, ASU, man, will not be ready for opening day. Has that nerve injury in his back. Lina, your reaction to kind of hearing that news. You and I both talked to Merrill a lot. Got a chance to play golf with him right before spring training. I know you talked to him out here too as well. He was so excited to pitch opening day, and you even heard Tori address that. He says he'll be fine. And yes, Merrill's an ultimate pro. He'll be fine. But your reaction to hearing that news that this injury now will push him out of opening day.
Yeah, you're obviously heartbroken for him, just the opportunity and what it meant for him as the local product to start opening day at Dodger Stadium, and he will be back, of course, but just having that honor after being celebrated taken away from by this injury is frustrating. But it also is like, when is this team going to catch a break? I know.
Do we need to change the water? What do we need to do out here, right?
I hope not, but whatever needs to happen for this team to catch some breaks, especially when it comes to the starting rotation. If it's not Jordan Montgomery, it's Corbin Burns. Then it's the uncertainty with Zach Gallen, and now of course Merrill.
We've seen it over the past couple of years. They've just been through it.
Of course, they've been through it, but the one thing is that Torey Lovello does not want to lean into that in terms of the woe is me of it all. This is part of the game, and as we even heard from Corbin Carroll, it's almost a relief that this is happening early in the season so it doesn't prolong something mid-season, which of course is a potential with this team just with the length of these seasons, but just to not have him available for opening day is a bummer. If it is Zach Gallen, of course, I think back to the 2023 divisional series with the Dodgers, against the Dodgers. He was lights out in game one. So that's one thing that I just think about when you think about who could be available. I would also even argue guys like Ryan Nelson could get a look in terms of just what arm is available in terms of the program that they've been having throughout spring. But, man, just a bummer for Kelly as the Desert Mountain High School product, the guy who's been through so much in his career to even get to this point, playing in Korea and through the minors. A bummer for him.
You're actually watching video of Merrill. Some of this was shot, like, at the beginning of this week, and that's when I really – beginning of this week – kind of early in the late in last week, and I will say that's when I first noticed that something was up with Merrill. He threw off the mound some live batting practice that we see right over there on one of the fields, and he just kept messing with his follow through. He'd throw a pitch at one time. I forgot who the batter was, but he threw like 4 straight balls. Did a lap around the mound. Was just kind of frustrated with the whole process. And then as he was done, he kept shaking his head, and as he was walking back to the clubhouse, like he just kept doing this over and over again. You could just tell like something was not right, and he was kind of concerned about that follow through. And then what do you know? A handful of days later, a few days later, Torey Lovello announces that Merrill has some type of back injury, and now we're learning that it's a nerve issue, that something's not quite right, and that he has to pull back. What is concerning? My initial reaction is it's more concerning then I think, he's not going to be ready for opening day. I mean, opening day is a month away. We're talking like you got 4 more weeks till we get there. We haven't even finished February yet, right? What's today's date? Today's the 25th.
Yep.
So from one day from today, we'll be traveling from Dodger Stadium. One month from today, we'll be traveling to Dodger Stadium the day before opening day. 1 month away from opening day is tomorrow. Like, that's a lot of time to either ramp down or to hold him back or to, or where he's going to miss. We still don't know when he's going to be out there. It sounds like Tori mentioned that he's still going to throw a little bit. They're just not ramping him up like they were going to towards opening day. But to go ahead already a month and a day away from opening day and to scratch his name off the list, Like that's concerning. That's concerning. Just quick, the amount of
It could be
injuries.
precautionary as well, just
Sure.
given Merrill's wear and tear, his body.
He's 37. He's an old cat on the team. He was
Sure.
a 30-year-old rookie coming back from Korea, and
Right.
he's one of the older starting pitchers in baseball. Done it
Yeah,
not the longest career, but he's up there in some years. As he
But
would like
he
to
is
say.
very aware of his body.
Yeah.
His mind-to-body connection is really strong. So he knows when something's not right. I feel like he will be able to be in tune of when he's ready to go. And, of course, they want to be careful with him so that he is available for the long run and not just through April. You want to have him available in August, September, and ideally through October
Yeah.
should they make it there.
He's so good for him last year, Lena, and that's why it was so heartbreaking to see them trade him away at the deadline. You know, he's just one of those guys that they counted on. I know we always believed, and many around the city, and I really think the D-backs and Merrill always knew that they would come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
they said
trade
as
him away
much.
at the deadline, go get some pieces, go get some, try and revamp some of that bullpen a little. And they did that. They got some good prospects when they traded Merrill at the deadline last year to the Texas Rangers. And we always knew that, the relationship would come back, and it very much did. They're paying him a lot of money to pitch, and he's very grateful for that too as well. He mentioned how much family played into that decision for him to pitch here. He did have other offers throughout baseball, multi-year contracts out there.
Yes, in San Diego.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Who could complain about living in San Diego's, right? But this is home for him.
Yeah, and we've talked about that a lot, and just how much this city, the D-backs mean to him. Talking with him before spring training, he used a lot of the phrase like unfinished business.
Yeah.
And there really is. And those a lot of those people who are still on this team
Yep.
that were in that World Series run still feel that way. And so I know he was fired up to be back. I know he was very grateful to pitch on opening day. Told a really cool story that he remembered his first opening day, 8 years ago at Dodger Stadium.
Yep.
He didn't pitch opening day, but he remembers being in the dugout
Zach
looking
Greinke
around.
on the bump,
Yeah,
I think,
crazy.
for that game.
And he said he remembered it, and he just thought it would have been a cool full circle moment. But as we've seen, Lena, with this team, so many times, like just injuries keep derailing them. I mean, we can go through the list. Corbin Burns, of course, we know is going to be out to the All-Star game, at least probably right around that area. A.J. Puck says he wants to be back very soon, but that's probably getting closer to June, May, sometime in there.
We've known this, of
Yeah.
course. It's
Justin
nice to see them out
Martinez.
here. Justin Martinez.
Yeah.
Ryan Thompson got hit by a pitch
He's
during
fine,
the live
though.
BT,
I saw
but
him last
he's
night.
okay.
The Suns. Lena, this kid, Ryan Thompson, pause for a sec. He is one of the toughest players on this team. He took a line drive off the shoulder
Yeah.
like a champ, like a linebacker, just boom, and was down for a minute, regained his thoughts, popped right back up. So he's good.
That's a warrior right
yeah,
there.
that's a warrior.
Yeah, but it was concerning
Yeah,
for
it was
the fans
concerning.
who were out here.
Yeah.
at
Because all of a
Sullivan
sudden you
Fields.
just started hearing buzz like Ryan Thompson got hit.
Yeah.
We're like, another injury? Another injury?
Right.
Yeah.
Again, it's part of the game, and this is an opportunity, of course, in spring for guys who are on the cusp of making the roster, guys who were bouncing around between Reno and here to really solidify themselves as potential everyday starters, because there are some areas of need or maybe concern now with the injuries. Obviously, the starting pitching, the bullpen, the outfield with Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Corbin Carroll missing time perhaps. Corbin, of course, wants to be ready by opening day. So does Lourdes Gurriel Jr., but if they're not, you got two options there with some new faces or maybe some of the minor leaguers who were option back and forth last season
Lena,
to make a run here.
Just think about that. So we knew Corbin Burns, A.J. Puck, Justin Martinez. Martinez mentioned probably late August too, by the way. Lourdes Gurriel, we see him out there every day. It's been really impressive to watch coming back from an ACL tear. He's running around. It sounds like he could DH a lot sooner than play in the outfield. You know what I mean?
He's actually told Tori Lavello he wants to be available for opening day, and
Which
so there's a little.
He must have super knees. You know what I mean?
He must.
He must have
maybe
super.
it's the hair.
Yeah,
right?
maybe
a
it's the hair.
Superpower from the purple hair.
So obviously Lourdes working back. You have Corbin Burns too as well. Corbin Carroll broke his hand, and then we'll have to see how that kind of plays out. He hopes to be ready by opening day, and now the news here with Merrill. It looks like we got somebody here. Come on in, Brandon. Come on in.
Maybe an option.
Yeah,
for
maybe
the
an option.
Opening day starter.
Yeah,
now.
Brandon. There's
Brandon,
your.
good to see
We
you.
got your headset right there. There's your chair. You're watching D-backs on deck. D-backs pitcher Brandon Fott. He did this a few times for us last year.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like there we go.
Perfect.
Brandon, how's it going, man?
I'm doing well.
It's good. We're doing
Good.
great, man. It's good to talk to you. How's everything going this spring?
You can't complain. Can't complain about this weather. Can't complain about how things are going.
Yeah.
Things are getting ramped up, and the team looks good, and we look like we're ready to go.
Does your family come out does everybody hit you up this time of the year like, hey, man, how many tickets can we get for spring training and all the above?
When they're out here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a little chilly back at home, so they're itching to come out and enjoy this weather for sure.
Home is where again?
Kentucky.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Are everybody cool in the snowstorm? Are they?
Yeah, they're good now. They survived.
Man, that's a crazy snowstorm.
Good. Yeah.
Let's get your reaction to the news. I don't know if you just have heard this or not, but Tori Lavelle said Merrill Kelly likely won't be ready for opening day. I know you know Merrill well. It's tough to hear. He was pretty fired up to pitch opening day. Just your thoughts on hearing that and Merrill.
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard it, but I didn't know what was going to happen. I know he's been fighting some injuries, but you know, he's one of the leaders on our team, and it's sad news, but you know, we know that he'll fight to come back as soon as he can and help us win as many ball games as we can. You know, we got the depth to step up in that situation, and we know he'll be right back in the rotation in no time.
Yeah, he was one of the veterans, of course, in this clubhouse. But you look at the rotation, you got Zach Gallen back, of course. When you look at the guys you have in the clubhouse this season, what comes to mind? What are you most excited about?
Yeah, we got Zach back. We got Merrill back. We added Soroka to the rotation, and myself, Nelly, and Erod as well. So we had 6 guys, and you never want to project some injuries to come up, but we've learned from the past 2 years that they're kind of unfortunate circumstances, and like I said, we got the depth to help out with Merrill being out, and I think we're going to be strong to start the season and move forward.
Brandon, how do y'all stay positive, man? All these injuries. Do we need to change the water in the building? Is it just when you hear another guy is hurt? Is it tough? Do y'all talk about it?
It's tough, but you know, you just got to keep your head above water and keep trucking and keep fighting and try to stay healthy yourself and try to fight for the team, fight for each other. And you know, injuries are going to happen in every sport, not just for the D-backs, but in every sport. You know, the Suns are dealing with some injuries as well. So
yeah, it seems like everybody's breaking a hand now. Come on,
yeah,
we got to stop this, right?
So I mean, just keeping positive vibes throughout the clubhouse and trying to move forward.
So you mentioned the Suns. Are you following them? Were you out at a game recently?
A little bit, yeah. I went last Friday.
All right.
So they lost, but it was still a fun time.
Still a great environment.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite team growing up that you followed as a kid?
Not really. No, we didn't have one in Louisville
Right.
growing up, but I went to a Pacers game one time, so
That was it?
Yeah, I'll go with the Indiana Pacers.
You hear how he said it, Lita? Some people get Louisville messed up. They say Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah, or like Louisville. Yeah, Louisville. You got to say it right.
Yeah,
There
got to
we go.
roll it a little bit.
Did they ask you to do the first shot yet? Because it's
No,
coming.
no,
Jordan missed his.
Yeah.
Cattell hit his,
Yeah,
though.
and I just saw Gabby. He was like, I got it. No problem.
No, I need to start practicing. So
Yeah.
in case that comes up.
Just in case.
There we go. Brandon, of course, the clubhouse. Zach Gallen, where'd you hear the news when he was coming back? Did he tell you? How did you find out? Because I feel like everybody has a cool story with
yeah,
this.
at his wedding there were some rumors. I mean, we were all talking, but nobody really knew for certain throughout the offseason that he was going to come back. We knew he wanted to, but in the right situation. And so when the news broke to everybody else, that's when I found out as well.
Oh, he didn't like shoot the group chat like, hey man, like Michael Jordan, I'm back, nothing like that.
No.
Oh.
That would be very him, though, of course, as a
Yeah,
North
it would.
Carolina guy.
It would.
Right? When you think back to maybe your 2023 spring training experience, what comes to mind? And when you think of your journey, what you've experienced since then, what really resonates from that time of your life and career?
Yeah, I think it was a different time in 23. My first big league spring training, didn't really know what to expect, heard a few things, but now it's a little different, just knowing you have a spot and knowing that, knowing all the things that you need to do to get ready for the season and be successful. So I've learned a lot in the last few years from guys like Zach and Merrill. They've been here since I debuted, and
You were
learning.
the young kid back
Yeah,
then.
Yeah.
You were.
I still
right?
feel like I am.
Oh, I mean,
but-
yeah. But I mean,
Relatively
you were
speaking, yes.
up and down, right? A
Yeah.
little bit, I mean, between the minors.
It was a journey.
And
Yeah,
so,
it
like,
was.
did you have to pick their brain? Like, did their advice really help you
Yeah,
through all
their
that?
advice and just watching them work every day went a long way. I think you get to watch them pitch every 5 days on a rotation, so you can learn by just watching, asking them questions throughout those 5 days and kind of just learning little things at a time.
Did you ever, you mentioned you were only going to maybe a Pacers game as a kid, but did you ever make it to spring training in Florida or anything like
No, I
growing
did
up?
not.
No.
So
No.
this is really like your first
Yeah.
spring training experience. What
Yeah,
do you
it
make
really
of
is.
just like the fan experience? It's really become a destination and bucket list for a lot of the folks out here.
Yeah, I wish I would have as a kid because it's so nice out here, a little better weather at this time of the year, and come out and sit on the berm and watch some baseball. It sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
Don't you wish on like off days you could just hang out
Yeah.
and like
Yeah,
what's Brandon
get a
doing
towel
today?
on the
Oh,
lawn.
he's out left field taking a nap. He's got his cap down.
Yeah.
Have
Wouldn't
a
that be-
picnic or something.
like
It'd be
that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the caps, what do you make of this year's spring training caps? I've heard they're probably the most popular in the league so
I
far.
think they're great. I think they have a lot of design on them, and they're fun. So that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We brought up 2023. Now that was a lot has changed for you in life too as well. Since then you got married, right? And it's kind of all taken off since then. How is life nowadays?
It's great. It's great. Got a lovely wife, and we're strong team. So I got a lot of support behind me to move forward and going into the season positive.
Yeah. Do you get all your honey-do list done before spring training?
Absolutely. That's an
Absolutely.
off-season thing.
Is it a long list?
It's not as long as you think.
Okay, there we go.
But prepare for everything in the off season to get rolling for a long, good season.
Yeah. What's your goal this year, Brandon? What are you working on to be better than you were last year?
I think just being consistent. Last year there was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of big moments, a lot of not so good games. But I think just being consistent as possible and keeping my head above water, like I said earlier, and just fighting day in and day out for the team to get as many wins as I can in my 30 or give or take starts throughout the year.
Who we got here? Oh, look at this.
ADC
Yeah,
in the
ADC.
house.
What's up, man?
Good to
Adrian
see
Del
you.
Castillo,
Yes.
D-backs catcher. It's good to see you. Here we go. Welcome to
Yeah.
the desk, man. How's it going? Yeah. How's spring training going for you? I know you've battled some stuff, so how are you feeling? Yeah. Here we go. Bring that mic up there. There we go. There we go.
Right there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's that in-sync microphone. You know what I mean? There we go.
It's been a lot better every day. Every week's been positive going into every week, so that's a good sign. And just gotta be patient.
Do we have a timeline when you'll be back, or when we know?
Not quite sure yet.
Not quite sure.
Yeah. Hopefully before spring.
Yeah.
Or before season.
Before opening day.
Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure.
that's still the target. Will
Yeah.
there be a ramp-up period? Are you hoping to get in some games and all the above?
Well, hopefully, yeah. I know I'm gonna probably start running soon. So, yeah. However that long the ramp up is in that sense, but yeah.
How frustrating has that been?
That's a little frustrating. Yeah. Obviously injuries suck, and last year injuries took a toll as well. But yeah, just gotta keep my mind right, and everything happens for a reason, and then just got to keep positive, keep going forward.
Seems like this team has had to overcome not just injuries in spring, but just the roller coaster of last season. What's it like to come into this season maybe motivated and influenced by how last season went and the push that you were able to make after the kind of tumultuous all-star and trade deadline?
Yeah, I mean, I think it came into like a whole team aspect that a bunch of people got called up, from AAA, and guys did their job, and basically the guys that we obviously depend on weren't there, but the guys stepped up, and we had a good little run there at the end, and it sucked that we didn't make it, but it's good for the future. It's definitely an eye-opening for the guys too, that there are guys under in the farm system that can do it pretty good too.
So many young guys. Who did you come up with? Who are you close with the young guys?
With the young guys, I mean, I've always been with Jordan Lawler, George Barroso too, and all those guys. Obviously I played with them in the minor leagues, and we all kind of came up together. Tim Tao as well. So. It's awesome seeing them doing such a good job, and obviously the level that we've always dreamed of playing in.
You see Barroso hit that home run the other day?
He did.
Let me tell you something, man. He's not the tallest human in the world, but he smacked that ball a mile the other day. Yeah. What'd you make of that?
No,
is he sneaky? Got some sneaky power?
Yeah, he's always had some sneaky pop. Yeah, he's a little dude, but he's got some pop in his bat. So he's always had it. Even ever since I first got drafted. We went to high, and I was like, damn, this guy's got some pop.
got some pop.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Lawler, it's I know it's been interesting, start for his career too as well. He's played in the infield. Now they want to see him in the outfield. What have you seen from him, kind of trying to manage that both? I know it's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
I think he's super athletic, and I think it's going to be pretty easy for him. He looks pretty comfortable there already.
There,
he caught a couple fly balls, and it looks like he kind of belongs out there, but but for sure. I mean, he's athletic enough to be doing anything,
Yeah.
except for catching,
Leave that to you.
Sure.
Would you like to play somewhere else too as well?
Wherever they need.
Whatever
I don't care. Yeah.
Did you play other positions growing up, or maybe
Yeah.
sneaky pitch?
Yeah, we
when
found
you
it.
were-
We found out earlier.
Pitch, no.
Brandon Fott, he wants to hit.
He was an infielder growing up.
I don't know
so.
about that for him. It's a little too late for that.
Yeah. But what about you? You play any other positions, and how did you land on catcher?
Honestly, I played when I was really young. I played outfield and shortstop, and I would always get bored.
Okay.
I would always play with the grass.
Because you're not touching the ball every time.
Yeah. So my parents would get mad because I was always like touching the grass and.
Dad would have to be like,
hey,
Chasing the
yeah, literally.
butterflies.
So they're like, all right, you're gonna be a catcher, and it's stuck since then. I liked it, and
What age was that when you wanted to be a catcher?
probably like 8,
Wow.
9 years old. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So,
no fear standing back there?
no.
Okay.
I mean, you get used to it, but
Yeah.
at the time, yeah.
Who were
And
some-
it was coach pitch still at the time.
Oh, there we
so
go.
it wasn't,
There you go.
it wasn't
It
that bad.
wasn't
yeah.
that bad,
A
yeah.
little lighter,
Yeah,
a little lighter
yeah.
work. Who were some players you admired or looked to growing up?
We got one in our locker room, obviously,
Really?
Arenado.
Yeah.
I
Whoa.
liked watching him a lot. And then I liked Jorge Posada,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I got to
Yeah.
meet him as well. His son went to my high school. And
Really?
yeah, it was pretty cool. It was
right, so
cool to meet him.
What was it like to meet your hero? I
Right.
know it's always you have a picture in your
Yeah.
mind. Did he live up to it?
Yeah, he did. He helped me a
Oh.
little bit catching defensively. He wasn't
Really?
around for a lot. He was a JV coach the year before I got to there. But
So like, what did he teach you?
I mean, it was a long time ago, high school. But nah, he's just like, we have to be like the leader
Yeah.
and make sure that our pitcher is the number one, and then we're the only person facing the field, and to basically be a leader, be the guy that everybody looks up.
You got to
to.
see it all, right?
Exactly.
You can't miss anything.
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the best to do it, so he knows what he's talking about.